Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series World Championship. Tonight, the top 35 dirt sim racers on the planet will take on the Fairbury Speedway in Fairbury, Illinois for round number 8 of this 10-race championship series. Two drivers have emerged from the pack as the favorites to take home the $10,000 top prize, and it is coming down to the wire. What happens tonight on the tight boundaries of this quarter-mile racetrack? Stay tuned to find out. Good evening to all of our live viewers watching across the world tonight on all of iRacing's social media platforms, along with DirtVision.com. My name is Chase Rodman, ready for another phenomenal night of action. Justin Prince is alongside as normal, and JP Fairbury tonight. This should be interesting, I'd have to say.
Especially with the championship implications on the line. This is the middle portion, keep in mind, of our shorter track stint on the schedule. This one, 0.25 miles tonight. But in turn, Fairbury Speedway is expected to be a showcase of difficulty and finesse needed to be able to try and come away with a feature victory. This is not going to be an easy round whatsoever, Chase, and in turn, contact could come into play several times with the 10-11 second lap times.
Yeah, definitely, we will be seeing some contact here tonight on the tight confines of Fairbury Speedway. Here are the point standings. We talked about two drivers emerging at the top. Alex Bergeron, the three-time and defending series champion, trying to go for the four-peat here this year, but Cameron Merriman been keeping him honest all season long, only 8 points behind him. And then you see right there 15th and 16th. As long as you're in the top 15, you can compete for this series once again next year. Right now, Aiden Beerline with just a 5-point advantage over Tyler Ducharme.
Yeah, that is very tight, let's put it that way, especially with some of the back and forth luck swings that have gone in the direction of either Beerline or Ducharme lately, but several others will need a lot of luck to close up that gap. Especially, keep in mind, though, there's a lot of positions in the top 10 that are still in the line for that championship prize pool still.
Yeah, $10,000, like we said, for the champion in this series. $4,000 for second, $2,000 for third, and you can see down the line there. Also, $300 to win each race along the way, $200 for second in each race, and $100 for third. Justin, we're just about ready for our first heat race of the night, but keep in mind, only one driver in the field tonight has a former victory here. That's Hayden Cardwell, last week's winner at Cedar Lake. He's the only guy in the field tonight that's won here at Fairbury.
And it was a very strong victory, keep in mind, at that last time out. Cardwell controlled the feature last time, but will that happen this time? We'll see.
Here we go. We're taking a look at the heat race number 1 lineup, and on the pole, quickest overall in qualifying tonight is the driver out of Chesty, South Carolina. The 33 of Evan C. will be on the pole. Alongside of him, it's the driver out of Manchester, PA. It's young Logan Rumsey in the 41.
From the state of Wisconsin tonight, it's Austin Wheelman Settleman. Keep an eye on that machine. He was a wheelman last time out. Starts row 2 alongside the driver we just talked about. From Castleton, Vermont, Tyler Showtime Ducharme.
Row 3 inside, that's where you're going to find your 5th starter, Clayton Davies. He's out of Newcastle, New South Wales, Australia, in car number 50. And to the outside of him, it's going to be the 0Z, Justin Sherman from Sacramento, California.
Dover, Pennsylvania's David Allen starts in 7th tonight. He'll start alongside the last driver in this respective heat race. This run will be Clayton Tilley, looking for some speed this evening in the 51.
So 10 laps will be the distance in each of our 4 heat races here tonight. And out of the 4 heat races, the top 4 finishers will move straight on to the main event. Everyone else will go to one of 2 last chance qualifiers. And in those races, we will see 12 laps in distance, and the top 2 will move to the back of the A main event tonight. That A main will be 35 laps in distance here. But so important here in these heat races, Justin, as the drivers are getting themselves ready and prepared to roll off from the starting grid. So important to be in that top 4. And remember, every spot that you gain here in the heat races is going to equal out to about 2 rows on that A main starting grid. So these guys are definitely not going to be messing around for any positions out there tonight.
Especially with so much on the line in the closing stages. If you are in that situation where you struggled early, you didn't get the greatest of launches to the campaign, you didn't get the luck you needed, especially in the middle portion of the season, if you don't close out strong, then it's going to be very difficult to try and build from that point on forward for the next couple of years, you can really argue, Chase. This is such a critical time to try and close out strong, especially if you're in a battle for a championship spot or you're battling for an inversion spot, as we'll see how these drivers fare out here.
Yeah, we're about ready to go. The pace truck pulls off. Evan C. and Logan Rumsey, the drivers on the front row, going to lead them down to the green flag. We are underway here at Fairbury Speedway for round number 8 of the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. As we make our way down the back straightaway, Evan C. is the race leader, followed by Logan Rumsey, Tyler Ducharme, and right now Clayton Davies has the 4th and final transfer spot.
Will that last for long, though? Justin Sherman is all over the back end. Clayton Tilley nearly hit. Everyone is weeble-wobbling down to the corners. Now up to the wall goes Sherman. Sherman, though, still tries to get the run for 5th. Tilley slides it down to the bottom to defend.
Tilley now gets a little bit of contact off the corner right there between himself and Sherman. They're racing for 5th. Sherman's off the wall. Now he gets into the side of David Allen. Those drivers beating and banging down the back straightaway. Back up front here. Here's the race for the 3rd spot. Clayton Davies all over Tyler Ducharme. They run the top. Meanwhile, the top 2, they run the inside of the speedway. And just a few weeks ago, actually probably a few months ago, iRacing did make the change to this racetrack, Justin, where those inside infield tires have been pushed in several feet that really open up that bottom groove a little bit more.
So far, some of the drivers are starting to utilize that, such as you just seen upper corner of your screen. Logan Rumsey on the right side is using that very bottom groove. Most of the drivers, though, preferring the cushion so far. But guess what's happening in the backdrop? Some fighting is going on for the drivers outside the inversion spots just a bit out. Settlement and Tilley are swapping spots. Will they have enough time to get to Clayton Davies, who is still in 4th?
And these laps click off in a hurry here at Fairbury Speedway. Already 8 laps in to this 10-lap heat race. Austin Selman getting by for the 5th position and trying to close up on Clayton Davies, but I think he's going to run out of time here, Justin. 2 laps to go. As I said, that Davies hits the wall and Selman all over him. I spoke too soon. Selman trying to take the final transfer spot away.
Final time around for these drivers now. White flag waving. Davies looking to survive for the final couple corners. Settlement looking for the send. Contact as to the checker flag goes. See, Rumsey, Ducharme move on. Davies does hold on. This time the commentator's curse nearly struck.
Yeah, Clayton Davies does go to the bottom and protects that line away from Austin Selman. He hangs on to the 4th and final transfer spot. So Selman in 5th, Clayton Tilley in 6th, David Allen in 7th, and Justin Sherman round out the field in heat race number 1. Those drivers will head off to an LCQ later on tonight. Now, looking at the next heat race lineup, here is the driver on the pole out of Hamilton Township, New Jersey. It's the car number 48 of Dylan Yeager, and to the outside of him, the number 76 of Braden Shute from Londonderry, Sydney, Australia.
Then Drummondville, Quebec, Canada's Alex Bergeron is looking for another title and looking to try and break through for a 2nd feature win of the season. He'll start alongside the defending feature winner from last time out for this series, Hayden Cardwell from Knoxville, Tennessee.
Driver just getting done with his first ever Chili Bowl Nationals in the real world of racing is on the inside of row number 3 from Greenfield, Indiana. It's the 06 of Rylan Gray. And to the outside of him, it's going to be the 07 of Carlin Cure from Charlotte, North Carolina.
And our Quebec-based driver, this one from Naperville, Quebec, it's Felix Roy. This time starting in 7th tonight, he'll start alongside the final heat race starter for this evening for this respective run from San Jose, California, Ross Turbo Kaiser.
Row 2 is the one to watch for here in this one, as Hayden Cardwell, the most recent winner with the series and the only winner to actually the only driver in the field tonight that has won here at this speedway, starts outside run number 2. Alex Bergeron to his inside, and I don't think that feud is quite over yet from that Knoxville contact that we saw about 3 races ago when Cardwell almost took the lead away and they made some contact and ended up with him on the lid. So we'll see if that continues on here tonight at Fairbury here. As we head to the green flag off of turn number 4, it's going to be Dylan Yeager. I believe we're already 3 wide for 2nd. Look at the move out of Cardwell there to get by Braden Shute. Bergeron goes by both of them.
Bergeron looking for the lead now, trying to squeeze Yeager, and does. Bergeron to the point after just 1 lap, takes it away from Yeager. 3 wide down the backstretch. Cardwell drives by both of them. Cardwell drives by them like they're standing still for the lead.
Wow, what a move by Hayden Cardwell. He is one of the best on the iRacing service at running the cushion, and he's showing it to you right here in heat race number 2. Dylan Yeager trying to work the inside of the speedway, holding off of Alex Bergeron, and now Bergeron having to deal with the 76 of Braden Shute, who's looking to the outside. Bergeron now to the inside of Yeager, 3 wide for the lead in the corner.
Yeager is squeezing hard still, not wanting to give up that bottom groove to Bergeron. Roy has now joined that specific line as well. That now makes things interesting for the battle for the final transfer spot in this heat. Shute nearly knocked the wall down. Roy with a chance.
Yeah, now 3 wide again off the corner. We're halfway through this heat race. 6 complete and about 4 to go here in heat race number 2. Cardwell still with the lead. Yeager trying to hold off Bergeron. Bergeron might have gave him a shot in the shorts right there entering the corner, and he wants to get by for that second spot. If he finishes right there, he's going to be starting mid-pack in this race, and that is definitely not where you want to be here at Fairbury.
And it could also be critical for the points as well with comparisons to Cameron Merriman for his respective heat coming up as well. The top 4 starting to run away, but in the wall! Cardwell's in the wall! Cardwell's upside down to the backstretch!
Cardwell gets upside down. Unbelievable. That will hand the lead to the 48 of Dylan Yeager. They're coming around to the white flag this time by 1 to go. And a huge mistake, a mistake we don't see often. Now Bergeron gets sideways. He drives through the infield. Somehow hangs on to the 3rd spot. I don't know how he did not lose a position. Actually held on to 2nd. But Yeager wins it, followed by Bergeron. 3rd goes to Braden Chute, and 4th will go to Felix Roy. But wowzers, Hayden Cardwell goes from leading to 8th position. Carlin Cure, Rylan Gray, Kaiser, and Cardwell. So Cardwell and Bergeron making mistakes there, but obviously Cardwell's much more implications there, as he will not transfer out of that heat race. Now, looking at the next heat race number 3 on the pole. It's the number 5 of Braden Eiler, coming to us out of Franklin, Pennsylvania. And to the outside of him, the 127 of Blake Majulis out of Asheville, New York. He'll start 2nd.
Then it's Ellicott City, Maryland-based driver Cameron Merriman. Keep an eye on him with everything that just happened the last heat. A lot of intensity needed from the 17 to try and outscore the driver of Alex Bergeron. He'll start alongside the baby animal, though. That's Gregory LeMay from Birdsboro, Pennsylvania.
Row number 5 on the inside out of Hanford, California. The 69 car, that's Shea Pallo. And to the outside of him, the number 21 of Chris Sabesky. He's out of West St. Paul, Manitoba, Canada.
Tracy, California's Adam Elby starts in 7th tonight. And one driver who didn't set a qualifying time was the one who was the only one to set a time in the 9s in practice. That being Tyler Schell, who starts shotgun on the field tonight from Millersburg, Pennsylvania.
And so some big implications there in heat race number 2. Cardwell will have to start from the tail of one of the LCQs. That is huge right there, and going to be very tough for him to get up through the field later on tonight in the feature, if he can make it to the feature event, because it's going to be tough to make it through out of those LCQs. So Braden Eiler on the pole of this one. Everyone going to have their eye on the number 17 of Cameron Merriman. If he wants to match Alex Bergeron, he's going to have to run 2nd here in this one. He's got to try and get by the 127 of Blake Majulis. The green flag is out. Oh! And Majulis over the wall off the right rear tire of Cameron Merriman. We will stay green, but wow, that is not going to be too favorable. The 127 of Majulis not going to be happy about that.
Well, that's a way to take 2nd. I think it looked like Majulis just came down across Merriman, and Majulis is now out of the heat race. Merriman is still in 2nd, though, either way, and is now starting to pull away from Shea Powell and Tyler Schell. Schell gained several spots from that trouble, 4 in fact, in the span of a couple laps already. Yeah, big move out of Tyler Schell from 8th to 4th. Now he's challenged on the inside. The number 74 of Adam Elby trying to get by. He's riding on board with him right now. The SwindellSpeedLap.com number 74 car trying to get by the 85 of Schell. That would put him in the feature event right now. He will be on the pole of one of the LCQs if he cannot make it by the 85 of Schell. Back up front, it's still Eiler, followed by the 17 of Merriman. They are pretty solid right there in the top 2. Then Pallo, then Schell, Elby, Sebeski, and LeMay, the only cars left on track. An intriguing run so far, let's put it that way, but don't count out Elby, because Elby is there on the doorstep for P4. Elby also started towards the very back of this run, and now all of a sudden Elby nearly goes up the track. Ran the middle line, now goes up to the cushion through 3 and 4. Now trying to catch up now for about 2.5 laps to go. Now this 3 and 4 rounder should say, as this separates things out a little bit at the flag stand. Impressive run right now for the number 5 of Braden Eiler, out to a about 3/4 of a second lead over the 17 of Cameron Merriman. The white flag is in the air one more time around for the driver out of Franklin, Pennsylvania. Picked up a win earlier on this season with the series, and maybe going to try and do it again here tonight, as he will come across the line. Heat race number 3 goes to Braden Eiler. 2nd goes to Cameron Merriman. 3rd to Shea Pallo, and 4th at the line goes to Tyler Schell, just barely over Adam Elby, Chris Sebeski, and then Gregory LeMay, with Blake Majulis not finishing the race in heat race number 3.
Look at the lineup for heat race number 4 on the pole of this one out of Mount Airy, North Carolina. The 00 of Kendall Tucker will lead the field to green alongside of his teammate, currently 3rd in the point standings from Santa Rosa, California, the 52 of James Edens.
Woodford, Virginia's Aiden Speedy Beerline starts from the 3rd position tonight, needing valuable points when it comes to that relegation line. It will start alongside a driver who's shown speed throughout the campaign and was in the conversation for that at one point. It's the Missouri-based driver of Timothy Smith.
Row number 3 on the inside of the Bakersfield, California, the number 14 of J.D. Brown. And to the outside of him, the number 91, that's Ernie Williams Jr. out of Lima, Ohio.
And the last driver on the grid for tonight's action will be a driver looking for some momentum to end off the campaign, the 114 from Hanford, California, Landon Cardoza.
So 7 cars will start our final heat race of the night. 10 laps. Once again, top 4 will transfer straight on through to the main event. So already some crazy action going on early on in the night. Still cannot believe what we saw out of Cardwell there, getting into the wall, getting upside down all by himself at the front of the field. But I won't, I'm not afraid to say that I think this might be one of his best tracks on the service, Justin.
Yeah, Cardwell showed some good speed to start things off, I will say. Give him credit. Expect him to be very quick in the LCQs tonight. It was just a matter of just hitting that wall coming out of turn 2 where the track exit can be. But Kendall Tucker is off to a good start himself for the green flag up to the top. Staying along the edge of the racetrack, Edens gets single file. Beer line to 3rd. Brown is not giving up for 4th, though.
Yeah, J.D. Brown working on the number 86 of Timothy Smith. That's the race for the final transfer spot. Also throw Ernie Williams Jr. into the mix as Smith gets the wall down the back straightaway. Up front, though, we got a race for the lead. James Edens to the inside of Kendall Tucker down the front straightaway. He's going to try and take the lead away, and he will off of turn number 2. No, Tucker back around him on the outside.
Timothy Smith still having that good pull, though we'll say, in that battle along the cushion for Smith, compared to Brown trying to round the bottom and feed himself around the edge of the tires. Everyone but Brown, in fact, is preferring the top of the racetrack, Chase.
Yeah, J.D. Brown trying to take it nice and easy around the inside just in case they get together and bottle up on the top of the racetrack. J.D. Brown might be able to round the inside berm and get by a couple of these guys. He looks fast down there, just does not have the straightaway speed that the top line has. Halfway home in this one, now he's being challenged by the 114 of Landon Cardoza on the outside.
Making their way through 3 and 4 this time again as Cardoza now gets side by side with Brown and passes Brown into the corner. Brown is now sliding back with that method at the bottom of the racetrack. 3 laps to go. Brown still not backing off. Cardoza responds by putting himself in the wall.
3 to go here in heat race number 4. J.D. Brown not out of it yet to the inside of Timothy Smith off the corner. Might have him this time by off of turn number 4. Nope, Timothy Smith, good drive off of turn number 4. Hangs on to the 4th spot. 2 laps to go. J.D. Brown not giving up on the inside. Really gets off the bottom good right there. Might have a shot at this thing with the white flag coming this time by.
Can Timothy Smith hold on to the final transfer spot directly to the feature race? White flag already waving. Tucker and Edens have dominated. They're getting defensive 1st and 2nd. Here comes the send for the battle for 4th. Checker flag waves. Tucker, Edens, Beerline, Smith, the top 4.
J.D. Brown will not make the feature. He will be 0.2 of a second away from finishing in the 4th position. Landon Cardoza finishes up in 6th, and Ernie Williams Jr. will round out the field in heat race number 4. And just like that, we are already getting in to our first LCQ of the night. Looking at the starting lineup, it's going to line up like this. The 18 of Austin Selman will be on the pole, alongside the 74 of Adam Elby.
Next row, Clayton Tilley was among the drivers who are starting to scrap a bit in their respective heat for the battle for 4th. Chris Vetsky starts in 4th position tonight.
Row 3, the 01 of David Allen from Dover, Pennsylvania, and the 99 of Gregory LeMay will start from 6th.
And Justin Sherman was very quick when it came to his respective heat to chase. He'll start 7th tonight in the 0Z.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see who can hang on for a transfer spot out of this one. Like we talked about at the top of the show, these LCQs will be 12 laps in distance, and the top 2 will move on. So the winner and 2nd place will go to the tail of tonight's main event. And, looking at the lineup, I would have to say the front 2 would have to be the guys, I feel like, that would possibly be the favorites to put it into the show here tonight. The 18 of Selwyn and the 74 of Elby. Their accolades go a long way back in this series with multiple runs inside the top 10 in points and feature wins in the past. So getting by those 2 guys is going to be a tough task for guys like Clayton Tilley, Chris Sabeski, and David Allen. They're going to have their hands full throughout this one.
Austin Settleman's been pretty quick in his career, to say the very least. A lot of times been in contention for feature race victories. Adam Elby, also very quick when it comes to his respective pace. Remember, one-time winner of feature race Tidemans. Multiple drivers in that spot, 6 all-time with the 1 victory club. Who's going to be able to get this LCQ victory, though? We're about to see.
Good start for Austin Selman to get away from Adam Elby. Now Elby goes to the top of the speedway like he did in the heat race. Challenged on the inside, the 51 of Clayton Tilley, and the 21 of Chris Sabeski's there as well. Really, the entire field all over each other as they work down the front straightaway. Oh, LeMay gets a wheel out of the 0-1, I should say, of David Allen. Allen going to slide in front of him and take over the 5th position off of turn number 4.
Here contact as well as Tilley finds a hole. LeMay in turn tries to go for the slide around Allen. Allen in turn tries to pass 2 cars in the span of 2 corners. Allen gets stuck behind Tilley. Back along the top everyone goes. The cushion the preferred line as they make contact for 3rd.
Yep, Chris Sabeski trying to find a way by the 74 of Adam Elby is right behind him. The 51 of Clayton Tilley gets into the wall. He'll lose a spot to David Allen. He's out of the park. The 51 of Tilley is on top of the wall, and we will stay green. And really now the top 3 are the only ones within contention in this one, as Sabeski is working all over the rear bumper of Adam Elby.
Justin Sherman also thanks the contact incident there, as Sherman also was collecting that one, down to 5 drivers running. 6 laps to go, that time by the stripe halfway through this one. Sabeski is the closest to Elby to battle for 2nd spot right now. Sabeski trying to close in another 3/10 to get side by side with the 74.
He's still got about 5 laps to make it happen. Plenty of time for the 21 car to put a move on the 74 of Adam Elby. Elby out of Tracy, California. Sabeski out of West St. Manitoba, Canada. See if he can make it happen. But now Elby all of a sudden closing in on the 18 of Selman. He does not want to be on the bubble spot in case the 21 of Sabeski makes some kind of crazy bonsai move. Elby going to try and take away the win possibly from the 18 of Selman with 2 laps to go.
Still valuable track position on the line with this LCQ victory. Settleman looking very comfortable, though. They're running 11 5s up at the front of the field. In fact, just about everybody's been running identical times. Every driver in the top 4 in the same couple 100ths of a second coming to the white.
White flag, 1 to go, and Sabeski, I think, is just too far away to make a pass on Adam Elby as Austin Selman one more time, and it turns 3 and 4. He'll go to the middle. Elby goes to the top. Checkered flag is out. Sabeski tries the bottom, can't get there in time, and your race winner is going to be Austin Selman, transferring along to the feature along with the 74 of Adam Elby. Chris Sabeski, Gregory LeMay, David Allen, Clayton Tilley, Justin Sherman will be the field in that one. Those drivers will have to try again next week when we head off to Weed Sport. Now, getting set to go for our 2nd LCQ of the night. On the pole out of Charlotte, North Carolina, the number 7 of Carlin Cure, and the 14 of J.D. Brown out of Bakersfield, California, make up run number 1.
Rylan Gray had decent speed as well in his respective heat, starting in 3rd. Landon Cardoza got bounced around in his. He'll start 4th.
Row number 3, it's the number 4 of Ross Kaiser from San Jose, California, and the 91 of Ernie Williams Jr. from Lima, Ohio, goes from the 3rd row.
And then it's Storyline City for the final row. The 2 drivers to watch for. Hayden Cardwell was leading his heat before ending up sending himself into the wall and flipping upside down the straightaway. Blake Majulis, in turn, made contact into the first corner with Cameron Merriman. They're 7th and 8th.
Well, actually, Cardwell will move up a row as the 4 of Ross Kaiser.
Oh, yes.
Has got an EOL penalty. I'm not really sure what that was from, Justin, but that is going to move Cardwell up to the 3rd row. So 2 former World of Outlaws Late Model Series champions here in this LCQ with the 07 of Cardwell and the 127 of Blake Majulis. Definitely some tough company here in this one. And the guys at the front of the field, they're going to have their hands full by the end of this thing. The green flag is out. We'll see what Cardwell and Majulis can do as we head down the front stretch into turn number 1. Already going 3 wide for the race lead.
J.D. Brown trying to squeeze hard on Rylan Gray. Gray not letting things back off at all. Gray to the bottom of the track, nearly to the inside of Cure. Cure leads the first lap, but it's still side by side as Majulis spins himself out.
Majulis is out of the picture. He's trying to get his car turned back around, but he will fall out of the battle for the transfer spots. Up front, we are racing side by side for the lead. Cure on the top and the 06 of Rylan Gray on the bottom. The racetrack in great shape right now as Cardwell bounces off the wall, loses a spot to J.D. Brown.
Same corner complex. The last time he made contact with the wall, Hayden Cardwell there. Cardwell is starting to really make mistakes right here. This part of the cushion, round turn 4. There's that pit exit that's around that top of the racetrack. That's what cost him a chance at a run straight to the feature with great track position in his heat. Will we be able to stay out of the wall this time with 7 to go?
Well, the 7 of Carlin Cure just hit the wall off of turn number 4. Now Cardwell tries the middle in 1 and 2, and Carlin Cure's going to have his hands full here in a moment with Landon Cardoza, who's all over the rear bumper as they work off of turn number 4. Cardoza to the inside. He'll throw the slider for the final transfer spot. Now Cardwell's there. 3-car battle for the last transfer down the back straightaway. Look at the move out of Cardwell. Goes by 2 cars. He'll slide in front and park the nose on the 7 of Carlin Cure.
And Cardoza waves goodbye to both of them. But Cardwell says hello back. Cardoza makes it 3 wide. Coming to 4 laps to go. Cure moves back to the bottom. Cardwell back into a northern rhythm. Will he go for the send this time? No, he elects to stay up at the cushion.
He's going to have to make a move here quick. They've got just 3 to go this time by Hayden Cardwell. Big move to the inside. Slides in front of Landon Cardoza. Cardoza crosses back underneath him. Squeezes him down the straightaway. Gets back in front of him. Cure to the inside. 3 wide for the transfer spot. Cardwell gets back by. Meanwhile, Rylan Gray is running away with this thing with 2 to go. And Cardoza back to the inside of the turn number 1.
This is not over yet. Cardwell to the top coming out of turn 2. Starts to build up a buffer. He goes the massive slide, trying to build up some time. White flag is out. Final lap in this LCQ. Gray looking to close it out. Cardwell needs 1 more set of corners to survive.
Here comes Cardoza to the inside. Big send into the corner. He's going to hit the wall, and Cardwell will get the final transfer spot as Cardoza does not flip across the line, and he will ultimately end up in the 8th position after an absolute bonsai move into the last corner. Rylan Gray is going to get the win easily, almost a second advantage over Hayden Cardwell, the final transfer. Carlin Cure, J.D. Brown, Ernie Williams Jr., Ross Kaiser, Blake Majulis, and Landon Cardoza will be your field. With that, we are going to take a quick commercial break here and come right back with tonight's 35-lap, 20-car A main event starting lineup.
Every week, Dirt Vision brings you the best racing coverage from America's top tracks. You get high-speed thrills at the big half miles at Williams Grove, where the Pennsylvania Posse roams, and Knoxville Raceway, the sprint car capital of the world. There's also wheel-to-wheel action at Attica Raceway Park, Jacksonville Speedway's quarter-mile bull ring, and the tight turns at Huset's. Sprint cars are the main event, but there's plenty of other grassroots racing to satisfy every fan. See local drivers working to become the stars of tomorrow. Williams Grove, Knoxville, Attica, Jacksonville, Huset's. These tracks make up the weekly racing family, all season long on Dirt Vision.
Welcome back to Fairbury, Illinois, home of the Fairbury Speedway for round number 4 of the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series World Championship here on iRacing.com. My name is Chase Rodman with Justin Prince alongside here in the booth. And, well, Justin, things got pretty crazy there in that final LCQ, getting the stage set here for this 35-lap main event.
Plenty of exciting moments, plenty of drama to say the very least, and it set third to last feature race of the season. And with so many drivers in turn that we know are quick chase, having to start towards the back of the field due to some of the attrition in their heat races, it's going to make things even more electric tonight. All while you have two of the championship contenders, in fact, the two championship contenders, starting nearby one another when we take the green flag in just a moment.
Yeah, before we can do that, we've got to go down the starting lineup for tonight's 35-lap feature event for round number 8 of this championship series. Let's take a look at the starting grid. On the pole, already a winner this season at Kokomo Speedway, another quarter-mile racetrack. On the pole tonight out of Chesney, South Carolina, it's the number 33 of Evan C. And to the outside of him, out of Hamilton Township, New Jersey, the 48 of Dylan Yeager will start second.
Third spot tonight goes to a driver we haven't talked too much about tonight. It's been a very quiet run for Franklin, Pennsylvania's Braden High-Side Hustler Eiler. Keep an eye on him with the 00 starting alongside the Heat 4 heat race winner. Starts from Mount Airy, North Carolina from P4.
Row 3, it's a driver out of Manchester, Pennsylvania. The 41 of Logan Rumsey starts 5th, and to the outside of him, the 3-time defending series champion Alex Bergeron starts from 6th.
Second place in the points is where Ellicott City, Maryland's Cameron Merriman enters tonight. 8 points still the separation with how things fared on the heat races. James Edens, meanwhile, has been red hot at parts of this season on the long run especially. Santa Rosa, California's James Edens starts 8th.
Row number 5, it's going to be Tyler Ducharme in car number 25 out of Castleton, Vermont. And to the outside of him, the 13 of Aiden Beerline from Woodford, Virginia.
Next row, right on behind, Clayton Davies and Felix Roy will start themselves around 13th, 14th. Shellen Smith, row 8. Suttleman and Gray will start row 9 for the LCQ. And one final row, Elby and Cardwell round out the field tonight, Chase.
Well, we'll see what Cardwell can do from the 20th position, the only driver entering tonight with a win here at this Speedway and World Championship competition. The pace truck pulls off. We are ready for round number 8 of the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series World Championship here on iRacing.com. The green flag is in the air. It's Evan C. with the early race lead as they head down the back straightaway. C leads over the 48 of Yeager and the 00 of Tucker as they make their way through 3 and 4.
Lots of hard battling in the midst of that Hornet's Nest, but it's C who leads the first lap. Remember, C did not make the feature last time out. After some of the battles then, Kendall Tucker into the wall. Nearly got hit by Bergeron as Bergeron cuts to the inside for second.
Yeah, he gets by the 48 of Dylan Yeager, now working on the 00 of Kendall Tucker. Bergeron throws a slider into turn number 3. He'll take second. No, he won't. Tucker drives back around him. And now Bergeron into the clutches of number 5 of Braden Eiler. That's the race for the third spot. Bergeron way up by the wall off of turn number 2. And Eiler's trying to find a way by him for third.
And for a second straight round, keep in mind, Chase, Merriman struggling on the short run, losing several spots, has stayed in 7th, while Bergeron has charged ahead. Bergeron just about clear now, and that Hornet's Nest for third is clear as Eiler tries to battle hard for 4th, still with Yeager. Next driver behind, Edens with a bit of contact. Merriman now making his moves onto the inside of Edens.
A strong start to this race for the 33 of Evan C. Already a 1.3 second advantage over the 00 of Kendall Tucker. Bergeron runs third, then Eiler. Here comes Merriman. He gets by James Edens. Merriman's up into the 5th spot, getting by the 52 and the 48, and the caution is out. Caution comes out. Perfect timing there for Merriman. He was about to get slid by James Edens, but the yellow is out. Who is it for, Justin?
And hearing some discussion on the radio that it was involving the driver who was considered the nickname Shooting Star. Rylan Gray flipped over in the middle of the corner by himself.
Well, we'll have to take a look here at the replay. Here is Rylan Gray right there, the 06 car, making his way down the back straightaway, running towards the tail end of the field. Whoa, just kind of started hopping right there, and wow. The car he must have hit a big bump down there, Justin, and got that car sideways. And when you do that and you come to a stop like that, the car will tip right over. And Rylan Gray saying that he just biked up in iRacing for the first time ever. So weird to see that here at Fairbury, but caution comes out on lap number 8. And man, this race goes by quick, this racetrack. Just such quick lap times. We are going to be done before we know it. Evan C., though, very strong start to this race. We'll see if he can keep it up. The pace truck is off. It's C., Tucker, Bergeron, Eiler, and now Merriman into the top 5. Let's see what happens here for the final 27 laps. Green flag back in the air.
Good launch for C once more. C runs away from the pack as Tucker moves right up to the cushion. Bergeron immediately boxed in as caution is out once again. A few more cars have managed to flip themselves upside down, but this time they helped each other do so. Beerline Davies the trigger.
And Cardwell also involved. He gets upside down. He clobbered into those guys after they kind of crashed into each other. The 50 of Davies and the 13 of Beerline. They got into each other, and you'll see it right here on the replay. Cardwell was already committed to the top, and they're already wrecked in front of him. What can you do there?
I am not quite sure, because essentially that was a roadblock chase where you're committed to that line. We know Cardwell prefers the cushion. Just nowhere else to really go except hope for the best and hope you don't get significant damage. Unfortunately for Cardwell, immediately off the track. Compare that to Beerline. Beerline is still out there, at least, without a front clip.
Yeah, you can see Hayden Cardwell has taken the 07, I should say, into the infield, and that'll be the end of his race here tonight. Looked like a promising start to the night before getting upside down while leading the heat race. But we'll have to see what happens. We're getting set to come back to the green flag. No changes inside the... Whoa!
Uh-oh. Bergeron tech issue. Bergeron can't see where he's going.
Bergeron has lost internet connection again as we go back to the green flag. More on that later as we take the green once again. Another huge hit in the championship is up front. It's Evan C. followed by Tucker and Eiler.
Well, that changes a lot. Cameron Merriman is now up to 4th technically on the track now from that, trying to now find a way to get to Braden Eiler. Meanwhile, C. Tucker and Eiler are keeping close, but Merriman nearly got to the outside of the 5.
Now the 00 of Kendall Tucker working on the rear bumper of the 33 car of Evan C. I'd be willing to bet that no driver in the series has more top 5s and top 10s without a victory than the 00 of Kendall Tucker. Can he go to victory lane here tonight for the first time with the World of Outlaws and NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series on iRacing? Doesn't look too good now as he loses ground to Evan C.
Here comes the slide. Meanwhile, from behind, Merriman still wants to gain as many points as possible over Eiler. It's now confirmed, though. Bergeron out of the race, technical issues, so the championship has just exploded.
Yeah, it is wide open now as Merriman is going to put the move on Braden Eiler, but cannot get in front of him. Eiler able to drive back around him on the outside. Halfway home through this race, 16 complete, now 17 this time by. 18 to go for Evan C. There is a couple of lap cars just up ahead of him. Now Tucker to the rear bumper, to the inside. Here comes the race for the lead. Kendall Tucker slides in front of Evan C.
C not backing down, though. Crosses him back up halfway that time by at the stripe. C, though, still on the inside. Tucker keeps it to the outside. 2x2 a couple rows deep. As they now start to reach traffic, Aiden Beerline will become the first lap traffic of the day.
And oh, Tucker into the wall. He gets it back going. Kendall Tucker just pounded the wall after taking the race lead. He falls back to second, now into the clutches of the 17 of Merriman. Merriman to the inside, but Tucker going to drive back around him. There's got to be some damage. Now they're hitting each other. They're wrecking down the back straightaway, and Tucker's upside down. Unbelievable.
Caution, as expected, is out, and things just exploded in a different way. My goodness, when you are fighting that hard for a spot, especially in the case of Merriman, you know that Merriman knows the situation, knows that it's important to build up points, knowing how quickly Bergeron gained last time with the issues. This time, they end up hooking together into turn 3. Tucker gets the absolute worst of it, and we're under caution.
And it's just such tight racing here at this track. Merriman and Tucker were going for second position down the back straightaway. And once you get into each other like that, going down the straight with these open-wheel cars, there's just nothing you can really do, especially at the speeds they're going here at Fairbury Speedway. And Tucker, his race, or I guess his quest for his first ever victory with the World of Outlaws and NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series will have to come another time. Pace truck already off the speedway. Can Merriman pounce on this opportunity? Bergeron over 10 laps down here in this race. Merriman has a chance to really blow the championship wide open. The green flag is back in the air. 15 to go for Evan C. up front.
Here comes Merriman trying to charge hard to the outside. Couldn't do so into turn 2 exit. Now back up to the top. Now crossing over for the front. Here comes Merriman. Here comes the slider. Merriman parks it on the cushion. C crosses it back up. C back with the slide across some of the bumps now as he moves up top, back and forth with the 14 laps to go.
James Edens is there as well. Edens finding a home right through the middle part of the racetrack. Oh, Edens off the left rear of Evan C. Gets it back going the right direction. Edens up the track, gets into Eiler. They make contact on the front straightaway, falls way out of the picture. Now the 25 of Tyler Ducharme from 9th up to the 3rd position. He has avoided all the mayhem and he's up into the podium position.
Where in the world have some of these drivers been able to get through the Hornet's Nest? I'm not quite sure. It's been that type of a night, and we were expecting craziness. Let's put it that way. On the bright side, if you're Bergeron, he's back on the racetrack, has a chance to gain some of the points back, so it's not over yet because Merriman is trying to settle things out. Merriman up by 6/10 over C.
Yeah, big lead right now for the number 17 of Cameron Merriman. Just has to put 8 more laps together, and he will be once again a winner with the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. He's got Alex Bergeron just ahead of him to put him 1 more lap down. As Merriman really setting a torrent pace up front on 11:28 the last time by to Evan C's 11:37. So Merriman looks to be the guy to beat after starting 7th. A good charge to the front of the field for Cameron Merriman. C in 2nd, Ducharme 3rd, Rumsey 4th, and Shute in 5th.
Meanwhile, Shute just nearly rode on top of the wall going to turn 3. He nearly wrecked himself on the entry. Was able to get himself back on the track surface, though. Shute is still in 5th. Eiler and Edens continue to fight, meanwhile, for 6th and 7th. Edens, you see the onboard. Lower hand corner of your screen, fighting as well as Tyler Schell for this group.
Yeah, here comes Edens to the inside of Braden Eiler. Does he throw a slider? Yes, he does. Up across the nose of Braden Eiler. Eiler crosses back underneath him to take back the 6th position. Good race going on there for the position right outside of the top 5. Back up front, though, good stuff as well. Logan Rumsey trying to make his way onto the podium position. He's all over the 25 of Tyler Ducharme as they both try and get around the slower car of Alex Bergeron down the back straightaway.
Bergeron, remember, just needs to keep on chugging along for this time around, and he'll get himself up to 16th at best. Ducharme trying to use him as a pick, essentially, and does. Rumsey stuck behind, but the white flag is getting ready to wave. Final lap in trouble for Merriman!
Oh! Merriman's upside down off the outside retaining wall.
He pulled a Cardwell! He did the same thing as Hayden Cardwell, Chase. This is exactly what happened in the heat race with Hayden Cardwell. Turn 4 exit around the same time of track where the leader hit the wall along the cushion, and in turn, it sent them into the wall down the front stretch. Merriman, in a great chance to take over the points lead by a wide margin, has just thrown it away.
That might have been the biggest choke job I've ever seen right there, as Merriman had 1 lap to go, was coming to the white and plugs it head onto the wall and gets collected by several other drivers, and that hands the lead right back to Evan C. with 2 laps to go. You can see it in the flagman's hand right there. The white flag was about to be displayed, and Merriman goes upside down. We're coming back around to the green flag. Evan C., Tyler Ducharme, and Logan Rumsey. White flag coming out. We got 1 to go.
Final time around, C with a good launch. Ducharme with 1 big chance.
Coming around off of turn number 4, it will be Evan C. taking home the victory here in an unbelievable turn of events tonight at Fairbury Speedway. Evan C. will win it over Tyler Ducharme, Logan Rumsey, Braden Shute, and Braden Eiler. Wow. That is unbelievable. That is a huge turn of events, and the biggest benefactor out of all of this, Justin, is going to be James Edens. He was 3rd in points, and he's going to be way up there now.
And even then, there's a chance Bergeron might be able to
still
possibly hold on. Yeah, because that is a very minimal difference back at that point of the standings. I'm speechless.
Cameron Merriman only finishes 2 spots ahead of Alex Bergeron. As we take a look at the results, Evan C. wins it, Tyler Ducharme, Logan Rumsey, Braden Shute, Braden Eiler. Then it was James Edens, Tyler Schell, Dylan Yeager, Timothy Smith, Felix Roy, the top 10. As we roll down here, this is where it gets interesting down here on the bottom half of the results sheet. It was in 11th, Clayton Davies, Shea Paolo, Austin Semlin, Cameron Merriman 14th, Aiden Beerline 15th, and Alex Bergeron 16th, Tucker, LB, Cardwell, and Gray. And with that, I believe, Justin, we're going to take a quick ad break. We're going to do some math after this break here and figure out how the points are going to shake out here for this one. But when we come back, we will talk to our top 3 finishers.
Dirt
Vision is home to all the greatest shows on dirt. World of Outlaws sprints, late models, and Super Dirt Car Series. You also get Dirt Car Summer Nationals and weekly shows from America's top tracks. Dirt Vision has the best all-around live coverage with flexible options for casual and hardcore fans. No commitments, cancel anytime, apps for most devices. Get your Fast Pass now at dirtvision.com. Every week, Dirt Vision brings you the best racing coverage from America's top tracks. You get high-speed thrills at the big half miles at Williams Grove, where the Pennsylvania Posse roams, and Knoxville Raceway, the sprint car capital of the world. There's also wheel-to-wheel action at Attica Raceway Park, Jacksonville Speedway's quarter-mile bull ring, and the tight turns at Huset's. Sprint cars are the main event, but there's plenty of other grassroots racing to satisfy every fan. See local drivers working to become the stars of tomorrow. Williams Grove, Knoxville, Attica, Jacksonville, Huset's. These tracks make up the weekly racing family, all season long on Dirt Vision.
Welcome back to continuing coverage of round number 8 for the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series World Championship here on iRacing.com. Chase Rodman and Justin Prince here talking to you. And Justin, we knew that tonight was going to be interesting on the tight confines of Fairbury Speedway, but I don't think we were expecting what we saw here tonight. Problems for Hayden Carville leading his heat race, and then problems with Alex Bergeron's connection. Merriman leading the race, ready to take the points lead away with 1 lap to go. He gets into the wall, and now it looks like Bergeron, after everything, is still going to be leading the point standings.
Absolutely stunning. I don't know what else to really say. This race had it all and had the twists and turns of a Hollywood blockbuster that went through 17 script rewrites. I'm not sure what else to really say other than, here's a race winner. Evan C. with you.
Yep, Evan C. is standing by now, the driver of car number 33 for Team VLR Majula C Speed Shop out of Chesney, South Carolina. Evan, we knew that you were going to be strong heading into this race. You're always good here at Fairbury in different cars and different series, and tonight you get the job done. But you know the old saying, sometimes you got to be good and sometimes you got to be lucky. Tonight I would say you were both. It looked like you had second locked up, and then Merriman just out of nowhere clobbers the wall, and all you got to do is hold on for 1 lap, and you got the job done, man. Congrats.
Yeah, man. I can't really believe it there. I mean, I knew he was going to be fast. I've seen him, throughout the week. He's been pretty fast on the top, and I mean, I kind of set up just to kind of run everywhere, but he's definitely fast up top, and just able to get around me there. And I mean, I was trying to stay smooth, and I mean, I started the game back on him a little bit, and I think he was switching his line to just staying around the top at 3 and 4, and it's getting pretty hard to hit. And I mean, it's definitely easy to make a mistake here, but I mean, like you said, a little bit of luck, and he was also fast, and definitely glad we was able to come out on a win. And it's definitely a good change of pace because we've been getting, feels like, wrecked about every race so far. But I mean, definitely can't believe it that we was able to pull it off tonight.
This is your second win of the season. You're a rookie to the series, and everybody's always known you for being a fender guy, late models and modifieds and things like that. And this year you decided to try the sprint cars here on iRacing. And so far, I would say it was a pretty good decision. Are you pretty surprised to have 2 victories, 8 races into this championship series?
I mean, probably didn't think I was going to, win 2 times, but, maybe once. But, I mean, we ran pretty good in the qualifier series, but, I mean, this is a completely different, car model from that. So, had to kind of relearn everything. But, I mean, me, Blake, and Dylan and everybody else, we spent some time on setups and, come out here every week and try and win. And, obviously, between us 3, we've been able to pick up 3 wins and, lots of good runs. So, I mean, got to thank those guys because definitely wouldn't be here without them.
Well, tonight, obviously, one of the smaller tracks on the schedule. Kind of a 3 in a row of the tracks that we are pretty small. Cedar Lake tonight at Fairbury. Next week, heading off to Weed Sports Speedway. One of the more interesting track shapes that we go to all season long. Are you looking forward to Weed Sport, and do you think you're going to have a good run there?
Yeah, I think it's, I don't know. I mean, it's going to be definitely a different track than any other tracks we've raced on. I mean, it's a unique shape and it's a small track, but, I haven't turned any laps there since the qualifier series, and none of that really translates to the Pro Series now. So, we'll see. I mean, we've been pretty good on short tracks, and, honestly, I thought I'd be better on bigger tracks, but, we've been pretty fast on the small tracks, and hopefully we can carry the speed on in the Weed Sport and bring home another win.
Well, Evan, congrats on the W tonight. The rookie getting 2 victories this season so far. We'll see you next week. Tonight, running in second, it was Tyler Ducharme, a phenomenal run, driving up from 9th to finish second. I believe his first podium of the season. He's going to talk to Justin Prince.
And this is a big podium finish, in fact, Tyler, because it gets you into the money-paying positions, but it also, in turn, helps with that relegation battle going on. What's the feelings like in that pink machine after tonight? Pinkish purple, I should say.
I'm just elated. I had no confidence going into tonight. This is one of my worst tracks, so in practice all day I felt terrible. I did not feel good at all. But I managed to get a decent qualifying lap and race good in the heat race. Fairbury's kind of wild. You never know what can happen if you get in the feature. So, I kind of just played it safe and missed 2 big wrecks. I got helped with the internet there on that second one with Cam, but I don't know. I just really got lucky. And then I thought I had a shot maybe on the restart at Evan, but I'm like, you know what? With everything that's gone my way, I'm just going to play it safe, take the second, and move on. It's been a bad year for my standards. It just has not been good at all. Wrecks, not qualifying for features, so we'll take this for sure.
Yeah, an incredible run for you tonight, because this not only jumped you back into the top 15, it jumped you up to 14th. You actually jumped past Gregory LeMay in the points. After this one, Beerline is now the first one out, in fact. How difficult has this season been compared to past? Because we've seen you run well, usually around top 10 points the past couple years or so. What's been different this season for you?
I haven't really been racing a lot and running a lot of big block stuff, and the tire model really threw me for a loop. I had run some races before they did the final update on them, and I felt all right. And they did this last update, and the cars are so fast. It's just taking me a little bit to get used to it from running modifieds and stuff on the game. So it took me a little bit, but finally I think now I'm starting to get a little bit more into it, running sprint cars more. So it's helped me with my confidence a lot. So I feel a lot better. And passing an extra car and giving me a buffer, that's even better going into one of my favorite tracks.
Yeah, that was going to be the next question about that final 2 track stretch. Your thoughts on how you will do the final couple races?
Weedsport, I feel really confident. I finished really good there last year. Charlotte's gonna be a struggle. I think I've never qualified for a feature in pro at Charlotte, maybe one, but it's gonna be a struggle there for sure. I just can't keep up the momentum by the wall like everyone else can, so it's going to be a struggle there. But we're going to give it our all and try to make the best of it for Slick. We kind of had a bad night there. I feel terrible for Cam again. I mean, I feel like he kind of had that one in the bag and just kind of made a rookie mistake almost. Just got on the wall there and flipped out of the park. It's kind of crazy.
Keep in mind that Merriman has been getting some of the assistance from some of that side of things camp-wise. Congrats on the second, Tyler.
Yep, thanks, Justin. I want to thank DC iRacing, Slick Sim Sport, and all my guys. They mean a lot to me. And thanks to James Eads. He helped me on the set tonight.
Tyler Dushar in second place tonight. Logan Rumsey finished in third this evening after having a lot of real-world action the past few weeks. He gets on the podium in the virtual world.
Yeah, Logan, a third-place run. I believe this ain't the first time we've talked to you here on the podium. And now, moving into the top 5 in the point standings after tonight. A pretty impressive season for you, and it continues on here tonight at Fairbury. You avoid all of the craziness on the racetrack and come home with third. You got to be pretty happy about that.
Yeah, I finally set a decent lap in qualifying and started 5th in the feature. And I was set up to run the middle there, and I just was horrible the first couple laps and fell back to 9th or 10th, and I was just going to roll around and pick them off the best I could. But then they all started wrecking, so me and Tyler just went up through there and picked them off.
How awesome is it to be, kind of in contention for a top 5 run in the championship in this, in the biggest series in dirt racing when it comes to sim racing? You have a good opportunity here to get up there, maybe 4th in the point standings and take home $1,000 at the end of the season.
Yeah, it's definitely cool. I was trying tonight just to get in the top 5 in points, and we did that. So we're looking good for next week, and I'll try to maybe get to top 3.
Well, Logan, nice job tonight, man. We will see you next Monday night at Weed Sport. Nice job.
Thank you.
Logan Rumsey takes home 3rd place here tonight, moves into 5th in the championship standings. And Justin, we don't have the graphic ready, so we take a look at the schedule here. Weed Sport and the dirt track at Charlotte to cap off the season. But we can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that Alex Bergeron, even after losing connection, has the points lead by 4 over Cameron Merriman and 19 points over James Edens. That is unbelievable considering what happened here tonight.
And all Merriman needed to do was make it 3 more sets of corners, and we're talking about potentially Merriman having a great chance to have a solid mathematical advantage for the finale if he runs well at Weed Sport. Instead, we're talking about another race with the 2 separated very tightly by just that 4-point differential. It's not going to be easy for either of them. And you throw Edens now in the mix as well. He's now within 19. It's now a 3-car fight because of everything that happened tonight.
This has been the closest championship battle in the history of the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series here on iRacing.com. And it continues next Monday night when the series heads to Weed Sport, New York, and the Weed Sport Speedway, the Port, next Monday here on all of iRacing's social media platforms and DirtVision.com. You're not going to want to miss it. For Justin Prince and Arjuna Kankipati, my name is Chase Rodman. We'll see you guys next Monday night.
I want it now and I ain't never gon' back down. I want it now and I ain't never gon' back down.